Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. And I cannot believe how many beings are with me today. And they tell me that they're going to be with us and me for the next couple of days. And it's going to be very, very, very intense energies of love, enlightenment, wisdom, truth, and knowledge being brought through to humanity in the coming weeks. In addition to the action that needs to be taken to liberate humanity as a whole from the ignorance that is perpetuated on us. And we're going to wait a couple minutes for others to come on live right now. But it's a very powerful, powerful, powerful time in human collective consciousness. And I'm honored and privileged to be part of a movement that's global right now. There are literally millions of us working on aligning and reorganizing the energies that are coming into this planet and reformulating them into a coherent frequency that you can call love or joy or possibility. And we're going to get into that. And essentially, we're going to talk about that humanity's greatest opportunity is here and now, and what that means and what's involved, because there's going to be so much happening. Like I said, in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be huge movement happening in human consciousness around the planet. It's already happening, but we're going to see very more overt signs of that awakening that's happening, where people are saying, no, we are a united species, but we also follow a path based in love, not a path based in fear. And there will be virtually zero tolerance for ignorance and control and power games that have been perpetuated for a long time. But I've literally got, I've got Master Jesus and Buddha. I've got literally beings around me, and they're telling me that they're also surrounding anybody and everybody who's getting involved in this process today and over the next few weeks. If you're involved in this global initiative, then please be open to feeling and sensing the guidance of your angels, your guides, your ascended masters, beings, multidimensional beings from other star systems that are energetically here to support humanity as it makes this transition from strictly body-mind consciousness to a spiritual consciousness that governs from a perspective of love and not a perspective of fear. I want to welcome everybody that's coming on right now to this today, because it's going to be very, very exciting as we go into this. One of some announcements I want to make first and foremost is tomorrow night at 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 2 o'clock Pacific Time, 3 o'clock Central Time. There's going to be a global meditation that I've been invited to lead tomorrow evening. And the meditation is going to be a global initiative to stimulate and awaken further the human collective unconsciousness, and to reattune it collectively to a higher frequency of love. And we want to invite everybody that can come out to this meditation tomorrow night. It will be a guided meditation with about a 5 or 10 minute preamble as to identifying what the intention, the purpose, and the outcome of this particular activity is going to be, and why this particular meditation is going to have an impact in the world and on the consciousness of each and every one of us. There we go. I cannot tell you just how excited I am. I'm just overwhelmed that I was invited to do this. So I'm really excited. So please, if you can, share the dates and times. You can go to my Facebook page. Again, the time is 10 o'clock tomorrow evening UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. And like I said, I've got a lot of beings with me right now, and the energy that's going to be building in the next few weeks for everyone is really intense. So take time each day to learn to listen to and connect to your guides and your angels. Also, I want to again, thank you, all of you, for the support you guys extend by showing up here. And please show up tomorrow for the meditation, the live meditation, which will be on my YouTube channel. And we're sending out as many notifications as we can through social media to get as many people involved as possible. The goal of this is to establish a deliberate and intentional frequency of love, the feeling of love. And the beautiful thing about This particular type of meditation we'll be doing tomorrow night is my guardian angel. When he first had to start the 1 billion strong Facebook group, he said, every single human being on this planet has their understanding of what love is for them. Every single one of us, no matter who you are or where you are, has your own personal awareness of what love feels like to you. And he said, from that perspective, understand that anybody can access, amplify, increase, and intensify that vibration of love within themselves. And by doing so, extend that vibration out to the world. And when he told me that would be the fundamental cornerstone behind how 1 billion strong would work as a group movement, to get people consistently and repeatedly generating an ongoing vibrational frequency of love, and deliberately and intentionally putting out into time and space from within themselves, and extending and expanding that vibration to encompass the entire planet and all that it contains. Literally every molecule of this planet can be contained within your awareness, because your awareness is not bound by the localized consciousness of your body. Your awareness is unbound, and will go as far as you can allow your awareness to extend itself. So you can basically surround this entire planet with your individual awareness. And that's what part of the function of tomorrow night's meditation will be, that to get us where we establish that frequency of love within our own bodies. We establish that frequency of love in the space around us. We establish that frequency of love as a vibration encompassing the entire planet, and then to literally amplify and strengthen that vibration down onto the planet and everything and everyone that's contained within the atmosphere of the planet. One of the side effects of that will be, not only will people, whether they're awake or asleep, people will feel this on a very fundamental level, whether they're conscious of it or not. The collective unconsciousness of humanity will be influenced. All of this will be reiterated during the meditation tomorrow night. Secondarily, it's important to understand there is a difference between right and wrong, good and evil. Like they really want me to clarify this for everybody today. There is a difference between right and wrong, good and evil. There are different vibrations, there are different creative processes, and they produce very different results in time and space. And it's important to understand from your experience how to distinguish between the two. Yeah. And one of the reasons they came en masse now is to make certain that as many of us as possible learn to make that distinction of right and wrong. And there are beings on this planet that are here to ennoble, expand, complement, support, and nurture the continued growth and evolution of humanity as a collective whole. And then there are those who are here to suppress that for the benefit of power and control, for secular gains. And these two forces exist. And if you don't acknowledge that they exist, then you can be ignorantly led by one or the other. Whether you follow love or you follow fear, what is important is that you be conscious of what you are choosing to follow, to become conscious. If somebody's suggesting you do something or say something or be a certain way, that you investigate and make certain that idea, that suggestion leads you to a path of greater joy, greater love, greater peace, greater opportunity, greater happiness. For that is the path of love. It will lead you that way. The path of fear leads to greater suffering, greater isolation, greater disappointment, poverty, starvation. Fear and love have very different manifestations in time and space. And this is one of the reasons we are having this massive movement in ascension energies and this huge influx of these divine beings from many dimensions and many levels to assist us in making this particular transition in consciousness. But it must be consciously chosen. A lot of people are unconsciously following what they're told to do, rather than stopping and thinking reasonably about what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is evil. They are very distinct expressions of energy. And they all come from the divine source, which says, you can choose any of these. I gave this all to you. You can choose to do what you will with it. You can use your mind and your will as you will. And they always say to me, this is a free will zone. And when you add energy to one or the other, that's the one that grows. We all know that you heard the story about the two wolves of love and fear. Which one do you want to grow? The one you feed is the one that will grow. So our goal here is to feed love, to amplify it, to strengthen it, to empower it. Because we know unequivocally that when we put out a strong enough vibration, it will alter time, space, and matter. We have this glass of water here, and we've used this example many times. You put this glass of water in a freezer, or you put this glass of water in a pot of water, in a pot on the stove. Both of those mechanisms, when they're implemented or turned on, the water in the pot, if you turn the stove on high, the water in the pot will boil away and disappear. The water in the freezer, with the freezer, will turn to ice. The same substance, two different forces influencing that matter to change in very different ways. It's important to understand that, because when you understand working with the power of deliberate, intentional vibration, you alter molecular energy. You literally organize matter. You literally, just the same way as you can close your hand with a thought, you're organizing matter. And you can reorganize matter, so that water that disappeared can be, through another mechanism, like a cold steel plate in the air, can cause that invisible water to be brought back down into water again. Just as the ice froze in the freezer, if you put it into a room temperature, the ice can be made to transform from that state into another. So we know unequivocally that certain vibrations will necessitate changes in time, space, and matter. It's inevitable. So today is about what this human opportunity is right now. And it is literally the greatest opportunity for humanity as a collective whole to move forward intentionally and deliberately from a vibrational frequency of love. And again, there's going to be some questions and answers today that we're going to get into with regard to what the meditation is, but also about what is the greatest opportunity for all of us individually. You have gifts and talents. Every single soul on this planet is a manifestation of infinite intelligence. And it's available to you. It works through your body all the time. It's working in your body right now. It can take this beautiful cup of chai tea, and when I sip it, I love chai tea, and sip it, and now the body will take that stuff. I don't even have to think about it. The body will take that stuff and convert it into things that it needs. And consciousness will do that with anything. This infinite intelligence can change anything and transform it. And when you bring your will into it, your desire to experience more joy or your desire to experience more sadness, it doesn't judge you either way. It doesn't judge if you want to suffer or live in love. It just says, ask and you shall receive. And there are no limits to this. They're very clear about this. There aren't any limits. But the goal that you have expressed is one of love. And it is the one great yearning that every single soul on this planet in their heart has been desiring from the moment they conceived of themselves on this physical dimension. The moment you conceived of yourself on this physical dimension, you made a desire to align yourself to your highest and best expression. And the way to do that is to recognize and identify what that vibration is as a frequency within your own body, so you can extend it, amplify it, increase it. For energy in the form of love will give you ideas and inspirations that support and sustain it, just as fear as an energy will give you ideas and inspiration to support it. We highly recommend that you choose the former as opposed to the latter, for love and fear are equal in terms of how they will affect matter. But it's more preferable to choose one, for one leads to suffering and one leads to great joy. And we would hope that you would follow that. Thank you. So the greatest opportunity, I'm going to just scroll back up, because again, I'm in a headspace of extreme intense energy right now, where I've got like literally more guides and angels than I've ever felt in my entire life. And like my heart's racing with joy and excitement, and the energy's up, and I really have to be dialed back to not just let this physical mechanism get talking too fast or get lost in the energy. So I'm going to be going a little slower today, and I'm going to try and address your questions deliberately and effectively about what the purpose of the Moronites meditation is and what is the greatest opportunity for humanity. Because what is great for humanity will also be great for every individual if it's founded in love. And again, we've lived in civilizations, at least 6 significant human civilizations, where we reached this point where we were given a choice to choose between the manifestations of love or the manifestations of fear. The manifestations of love perpetuated civilizations way beyond anything we've known from the previous 6 that have faltered. But the ones that faltered aligned themselves too much to a vibrational frequency of fear, which altered the electromagnetic conditions of the planet, which the planet responds to our energy. Every life form responds to our energy. We respond to the energy of other life forms. You're out standing on top of a mountain and you're looking over a beautiful vista. There's a feeling of awe and wonder that you receive from that energy. Or you're looking at a really cute puppy dog or a bunny rabbit, and the energy from that creature affects and influences you. And you affect and influence it. And we have this dynamic relationship going on electrically. And it's important as you begin to understand that what you feel is an electrical sensation that influences matter, time, and space around you. And the goal in getting aligned to a vibration of love is to begin to put that out to the planet, to the life forms on the planet, that will in turn begin to influence the way the planet actually functions electrically. And the planet and how it is functioning electrically right now has a relationship with the sun. The sun and the earth have an electrical relationship, as do all the other planets in our solar system, and as they do the solar systems in the galaxies and the superclusters. Everything is electrically connected. And that electrical connection, when we are in a conscious position to select and choose what we will focus on and think about, alters and changes the electrical relationship to make it more profound or make it unstable. And so the earth, as we begin to realign ourselves to a frequency of love as a collective species, the earth's vibrational frequency will respond to that. And in turn, the other planets and the sun will respond to that. It's an infinite domino effect that has no limits in terms of time and space. So hold on to your hats, folks, because we're going to be having an amazing series of events unfolding in the next 3 weeks in the human collective unconsciousness. And again, for those of you that are just coming on, I want to remind you that we do have this large meditation that will be happening. It's a global meditation at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, live on my YouTube channel. It'll be a guided meditation to restore a vibration of love to the human collective unconsciousness and all living forms and molecules within the confines of our planetary sphere, which includes the actual Earth itself. Remember, energy radiates out. So even though we will be putting energy of building and multiplying that vibrational frequency of love and putting that into and amplifying it in the space and time of the Earth, it still radiates out. When you think a thought, it radiates out in spheres. So even though we're doing that, the energy will simultaneously be going out and impacting other celestial bodies in our solar system and beyond. Because remember, and the amplitude and the strength of a wave is dependent upon the amount of emotion or energy you put into it. So if you're feeling a little bit of love, is one thing. If you're feeling an immense, intense amount of love, and you can make that love more intense and more intense and more intense, the effect of that intensity as it increases produces more pronounced effects in time, space, and matter. Much the same way as you kind of don't want to get up off the couch and you go, I don't want to do much. It doesn't have much of an effect on what you're going to do. But if you go, I want to get up and go out, the body reacts. Matter reacts to our energy, our emotion. That being said, let's take a look at who we got here today and go forth on this. I want to again thank you for everybody showing up. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm scrolling up top. Hi, Louise. Hi, Prem. My guides and angels tell me that Master Jesus, they're all with us today. Like with everybody and anyone on this planet that's going to open to this frequency of love, that's going to be being amped up over the next few weeks. Anybody who opens up to it, you're going to start to experience phenomena. Don't be surprised if you start getting ascension symptoms where you start to hear strange noises or start to see lights moving or shimmering energy, or you start to experience an inner sense of excitement. There are going to be a lot of sensations that a lot of us are going to be experiencing in the coming weeks more intensely. Yeah, I'm going to let them speak in a moment because they've got lots to say to you guys today. Hi, Giovanna. Oh, you're welcome, Giovanna. I'm so glad you connected with your guardian by the tree. That's wonderful. Hi, Gina. Wow. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Minaj. Hi, Lysandra, Victorious, Lori, Sophia. Wow. So yeah, this is very exciting. What's going to be happening um, uh, over the next few weeks? Like, if you really allow yourselves to become sensitive to their energy, anybody who does that, even if they're even if they're in pain and suffering, if they choose to open up to a higher vibration, even I want to experience guidance from my guides and angels, even the choice to do that, and with the energy the way it is right now on the planet and in the human collective unconscious and from these other beings that are with us right now, people will even people in that state will begin to sense and feel something beyond what they're familiar with. And then that awareness of something that's new that makes them feel good will begin to lead them away from their pain and the suffering, right? Love transcends suffering. Love transcends all suffering. Such a powerful truth. Such a very powerful truth. Hi, Sean. A question. Sean is asking, how important is it to do inner child work and a good way to do so? And what's a good way to explain God to a child? Those are great questions, Sean. Let me ask. Um, the inner child work that you are referring to is um, something that you do not have to go back in time to do. It is something you can do from this present moment. The very nature of inner child work is that you are accessing timelines that you have already fulfilled, experiences in time that still exist in those initial points of time and space that you are still aware of because your awareness has expanded to this moment. Your awareness has expanded to this moment. And yet you can also be aware of those moments before that still exist. So from this moment, you may embrace or engage what you call your inner child, that one that you remember that biologically you called a child when you were a child, and you may communicate the love, the gratitude, the appreciation, and respect towards that aspect of yourself from this moment, and that aspect of self will feel it. And that change in that aspect of self that feels that love which you communicate to it, or that joy, or that respect, or that care, or that compassion, it will give you a wave of energy in the present. It will flow forward into the present moment. So you can actually alter your present by altering your past from the present. But this can only be done consciously in the present moment. Even though those timelines exist, you will still be working with them from the present moment. The concept of explaining the concept of what you call God to a child. Children do not understand this concept, not because they do not understand it, but because they are not separate from it. They are not separate from that consciousness that is beating their heart. And that would be the place we would suggest you start. Have them start with their heart. There is something that beats their heart, that keeps their body alive. And it is intelligent, and it is loving, and it is giving them life. This is the simplest way to explain to a child what God is. It's the intelligence, it's the life that beats their heart, that takes care of their body, that makes it alive. And it's that life that is the God that they wish to understand. So they do not need to know the term God so much as to understand the experience of life that is beating their heart. You may have that child breathe and feel their heartbeat, put their hands on it, remind themselves that there's an intelligence within them that is doing that for them. In later time, when they are ready, they will begin to understand that that intelligence is who they are. And that is the goal of all of you, to understand that which gives you life ultimately is yourself, your awareness. You are one with that divine source. But while you are in these bodies, you are learning to distinguish what you are from what you are not. But these are the simplest ways we could suggest to you at this time that you may do these things. Thank you. Like I said, the number of beings with me today is like I've never felt anything like this in my life. I'm just like on cloud nine, and it's incredibly amazing, remarkable. Thank you for that question, Sean. Really, really appreciate it. Wow. Good morning, Drusilla. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Bo. Will there be we'll be there at 5 p.m. Thank you, Bo. We'll love to see you there. Again, it'll be on my YouTube channel, live again. And I'm really excited. Kate Upson was the one that coordinated and put this in place. I want to say, Kate, thank you so much. And your friend Emma, who turned this over to us to do this. Thank you so much to her as well. And the others and the people that are sharing this out and putting information out. This is really an amazing opportunity for us as a collective consciousness to make a massive change. Remember, In order to suffer, you have to agree with suffering. In order to experience love, you have to agree with experiencing love. It's a choice. It's a choice we all have. Hi, Trish. Hi, Tina. No, it will be Tina. Thank you for asking that question. No, the meditation will be done live on the YouTube channel. The video will then be moved over to the 1 billion strong group so that the people in the group have a template. Because I was asked about 3 weeks ago, when are we going to get a template for the meditation for the 1 billion strong movement? Well, this is how it's come about, right? And you begin to trust and understand that your guides and your angels will create and manifest circumstance and situations that clearly will always represent your most dominant feeling. Your life is an exact representation of your dominant feeling. So yeah, it'll be on my YouTube channel live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Pacific time. And again, it'll be a guided meditation with about a 5 or 10 minute preamble, and there will be a short Q&A afterwards, just for people to share their feedback and their experiences, because it's important that we hear each other and we recognize that you're not the only one that is experiencing this, which is one of the reasons why my guides and angels have us come on like this every day now, so that everybody knows this is not something that's exclusive. It's why we ask you guys when you get your messages from them through me, that you share your experiences so other people know that there's a reality that's beyond what our 5 physical senses tell us is there, but it's there, just like radio stations and TV stations. They're all around us, but we just have to have a mechanism to tune into them. Well, your body is the mechanism that can allow you to tune into these non-dimensional realms. You don't need to leave your body to know those non-dimensional realms live. You can know right now. It's one of the reasons why they had us put the courses and classes together. Absolutely, Bo. I think that's a given. And not just Trump, but every doctor, every political person, every first responder, every agent of the military that is awakening and realizing, wait a minute, something's not right here. This energy is for all of them. It's for all of us that are saying we choose love as the dominant collective expression. It's for all of them. The doctors, I mean, you can see all these doctors coming out on talking about how the COVID-19 is not what we've been told to believe it is. And there's politicians saying the same thing. And then you've got high-profile business people like Elon Musk stating very specifically what their views are on it. So, and again, this isn't about judgment or right or wrong. This is just saying that we've decided that a paradigm of love is far more beneficial and far more effective in the creative process and unfolding the creative capabilities of all humans than is the paradigm of fear, power, and control. It's done. We're done with that. But that has to, we have to all choose that. We have to choose that as a reality, as an energy. We can't attack that. We have to choose our reality as a vibration and let that vibration organize things. There are people that will deal proactively, physiologically, physically, with things that are designed and came here with that exclusive purpose. There are beings among us that have come here to physically deal with and tackle the mechanisms of power and control. There are beings that have come here to deal with the information of truth and wisdom. There are people that have come here to bring the messages of many beings through to us. So there's for every function, there's somebody here to fulfill that function. So what your goal is to fulfill the function you are here to the best of your ability, and that is the function from my perspective, and from what they tell me. Our primary function is to learn to function from love as a living energy, as a living, breathing energy, and it really is. It really, really is. But yeah, so they'll all be included, Bo, including President Trump. And many other politicians. There's many politicians around the world that are saying this is not the way we want to go. It's not beneficial. Yeah. I will be saying, wonderful. Love to see you there too, Lysandra. Pooja's asking, I want to ask Master Jesus for the path in which I can be independent and at the same time happy. He's putting his hand over his heart to you, and he's saying, dear one, you must be happy where you are on your path. Move into your gratitude and your gratefulness for the life that is yours now, and let that gratitude expand and grow within you. Let your gratitude be the prayer that organizes your conditions. Your liberation comes by what you choose to feel more than what you think. Your liberation comes by what you choose to feel more than by what you think. So allow yourself to align to your love, to your feelings of joy, to your feelings of gratitude where you are right now. And right now, as you go forward, do not let anything in this world take you away from that, even if it tries to. Choose to stay aligned to that gratitude and that love. Allow that energy, allow yourself to align to it fully and completely and deliberately, that you will know the freedom that is already yours, my dear child. I don't know why he's using that term, my dear child. He's saying he uses that term because you are just coming out of the womb of your restricted consciousness. You're growing beyond the limits of your existing reality. So you're coming out of the womb. That's why he's referring to you as a child. You're coming out of the womb of your past is another way I would paraphrase that. That's a great question. Thank you, Pooja. Wow. Magical Buddha. Hi, William. Can you explain how entities can connect to many of us simultaneously from the other dimension? This question is bogging me very much. Thank you. That's a great question, Magical, and the answer is actually very simple. Your awareness is localized to this communication we are having right now. And in this localized communication, this is what you perceive to be your reality. When you understand how to expand your awareness, then your reality is no longer localized to this. You can expand your awareness to be suddenly aware of the space in the room around where your body is at this moment. And in becoming aware of the space in the room around your body this moment, you've expanded your awareness, and you can sense the objects, you can sense the walls and the ceiling and the floor and the space around you. So in the expansion of awareness, do you incorporate more time and more space into your awareness? As multidimensional beings, we understand this very well. Our awareness is significantly more expanded. Therefore, we are able to reach and be aware of more aspects of time and space as you understand them to be. So our reality is significantly beyond what you perceive reality to be from where you are, but our reality is not better or less than yours. We have just expanded our awareness. So time and space from an expanded awareness perspective has no limits or restrictions on us. So as you learn to expand your awareness, you will then begin to sense and feel these other dimensions. Do not leave yourself limited to strictly perceiving what you call time and space and matter from your physical perspective alone, for you'll be then limited to the perceptions that the 5 physical senses alone can offer you. Whereas your awareness is without limit in terms of your ability to sense and perceive energy, time, space, and matter, or dimensions for that matter. I like that. That's a great answer. Thank you. Great question too, Magical. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to my new patrons. I want to also say thank you to my supporters. It's amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Manoj, I was asking, I want to ask Jesus, what is meant by extending my love to another being? How do you do this? What are the steps? He's saying the moment you form the intention to establish your love beyond yourself, then your love will move beyond yourself. If you are able to truly feel that you are being that which you are imagining transmitting to others, then you will be expanding your awareness as love to others. Yes. He's also saying you need to really, he's saying you need to really sit down and sit back and allow yourself to feel the extension of your love beyond your body. He's saying really important for you to do that, to sit and extend your feeling of love beyond your body so you can begin to understand the process. Because he's saying you cannot understand what I say until you do it. So sit with your love and allow your love to expand out into space and time around you. Allow your love to move towards others, but you must be the vibration that you're transmitting. He says you will gain the knowledge of that through experience. You will not gain the knowledge of this through the language or the words that you are hearing, but you will through the experience of doing what the words would indicate to you that you could do. Thank you, Master. That's good, another good question. I agree, Nicole, and it is not. This is an all-inclusive thing. Understand, it doesn't matter what side of it doesn't matter what side of the freezer you put this glass of water in, or even if you put 10 glasses of water in the freezer will freeze them. It doesn't matter if you take 10 glasses of water and pour them into the pot of water, all 10 glasses will boil when you change the temperature. When we put out a vibrational frequency of love with great intensity, it will alter time, space, and matter. It's inevitable. It's just what happens. It's just the way energy works. But yeah, it's always important. It's not about an us and them thing at all. It's just about understanding that you can choose to align yourself to this frequency or that frequency. And there's no right or wrong. You're free to choose. This is a free will zone. They tell me that all the time. I'm free to get really frustrated and upset with something I don't understand. It's not very comfortable, but I'm free to do that. They just laugh if I ever do that. Exactly, Nicole. That's exactly what it is. K Bretro 8064 is saying, feeling a little lost right now, not sure where I'm supposed to be living or what my purpose is, feeling as if I have lost my direction. Any ideas from angels, masters, or Jesus? Thank you. The first thing they're telling me to tell you right now is where you are is where you are. You need to breathe and be present with where you are. You keep trying to find yourself elsewhere. You keep trying to find your solutions elsewhere, and yet you must begin where you are. We would ask that you simply sit now, that you simply take a breath, and in that breath, bring yourself to this moment. Bring yourself fully to this moment. Make a decision in this moment what it is you would like to experience your life as being. How would love feel if that was what you were right now? How would joy feel if you were to feel that right now? How would happiness feel if you were to feel that right now? These energies, specifically for you, will unfold in your world the purpose that you seek. But the purpose you seek is not something you will find out in the world. The purpose that you seek is what you will find in what you are feeling. For what you are feeling will give you the ideas and the inspiration that will drive your actions, that will produce the results in your world, that will construct the manifestation of what you call your purpose. But it is always from within outward. That's a really good explanation. Thank you. Good question. Energy is really going up here. Yeah, I use an organic chai-free caffeine. You can also buy your own cinnamon sticks, and you can buy your own cloves, and you can buy your own things. We do that too. We make ours naturally as well. Please tell me if I can drink it in. Absolutely. You can go out and look up or natural chai tea recipes. We grind our own cinnamon here. We grind our cloves up, and we make our own chai tea, and it's delicious. It really, really is. So you can make your own home chai tea. There's a lot of recipes out there, and you can choose the spices that best reflect your taste. You might want to add a little more cinnamon or a little less cinnamon, a little more cloves. You have your own preferences, but there's a way to do it without having the caffeine. There's an organic way. Remember, there's naturally occurring caffeine in some things that can actually be beneficial for you, just like there's naturally occurring fluoride in some things that can be beneficial for your body as well. Naturally occurring is the key word there. Vanessa, can you tell me a bit about my spiritual guide, Jerafia? They're saying you must feel them. They're saying they're at the back of your neck right now. They're saying they're right behind you. They're trying to get you to feel them there. So, yeah, they want you to feel them behind you right now. There should be an actual pressure or sensation in or around the back of your neck, right just above the atlas joint, just above the atlas joint. And be aware of that sensation and stay focused on feeling that sensation, and allow that sensation to unfold itself to your awareness. For as you give us more intention, we become more apparent to you, much the same way as if you were to think about the color green, you'll begin to see more of the color green. So be aware of this sensation of us And as you be allowing this process, you'll begin to understand us more fully. You'll begin to feel us more fully. So let us know how that worked out. I've just got to make a slight adjustment here. Here we go. I'm just scrolling back up again. Okay, there we go. Hi, Kate. Yes, Kate. The message they have for you is continue continue your valiant and diligent efforts, for it is in the extension of yourself, in the purposeful expression of love, that you have you will find the love and the peace that you have been seeking through the action of its expression through you. You are beginning to attune to this now. It is why your sleep has been less in time, because you're more excited about the prospects of possibilities, although you may not be conscious of those possibilities, but you sense their presence in your life. So continue to move forward in the expressions of love as you know them to be. Even if you do not fully comprehend what the meaning will be of those actions, trust that as long as it is the vibration of love driving you, your outcome is inevitable, as it is with all things. Cool. Thank you, Kate. Really appreciate that. Carolyn, which population should I work? Older adult? I just graduated as a... Wow. Is it what you're embarking on, Carolyn? They're saying that this is not an either or process, that you're actually sometime down the road going to be running your own organization to facilitate the evolution of these individuals. But right now, it's important. They're saying it's important for you to tap into the one that feels strongest in your heart at this time. Start there with the one that feels strongest in your heart. It's not an either or, it's an and. It's a this and a this and a this. But focus on the one that feels strongest in your heart. Now, I don't know what that feeling will be like for you, but that's what they're saying. The feeling that's strongest in your heart. So those areas that you just expressed in your comment, sit back and feel which one pulls your heart, which one calls your heart the most of those, and start with that one. And just follow it. It's like breadcrumbs. When they start giving you information, just follow the step they put in front of you and then follow the next step. It will become clearer as you take the steps, because things will begin to happen and appear around you quite wondrously. Okay, so let's continue down. Lots of questions today. So again, this meditation is happening tomorrow, and what we're setting the stage for today is literally the greatest opportunity for humanity. And there are multiple groups around the planet that are doing this every single day. That if you can participate in them, participate. But there are multiple groups around the world. Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, other beings like that. The Galactic Federation of Light. There's many different groups that are really working at establishing this coherent energy of love in human collective unconsciousness. So participate in as many of them as you can, because the more you do it, the stronger the vibration gets. It's like turning up the volume on the radio. The more you turn the volume up, the louder the signal gets, the more impact it has. And even that you can watch when somebody turns the bass up on those cars. You see a car driving by and you hear the bass going boom, boom, boom. The vibration, the volume and intensity, the amplitude of the volume is so high that's causing everything in it and around it to vibrate, because you can feel it in your body. So the vibration of love does exactly the same thing. When it's intense and powerful, it organizes matter, just the same as that sound wave, gets you going sometimes when the car's going by. So much energy taken. How do you navigate through all those energies and all the messages right now? That's a great question, Louise. Right now, like I said, my heart is racing a mile a minute right now, and it's excited. It's not a scary thing. It's an exciting thing. For me, it's an allowing. Like I said, I'm coming to the place where I'm not. I can call on specific individuals. Specific individuals will come forward, but also at the same time, they'll come through as a collective. How do I navigate through it? I allow it. And trust. That's the biggest thing. I've learned to trust the information and let go, to not interfere. Because before, I used to analyze all the time. What are they saying? Why are they saying that? And I'd find myself hesitating and stalling, because me personally, I have my own personal reality that I deal with, but I've just learned to trust and allow. And again, we teach courses and classes to allow you to develop a process of allowing. So yeah, the energy, it's like taking a bath, really. You just allow yourself to be standing in a nice hot or cold shower, depending on your preference. I like both. And you just allow the experience of it to be your experience of it. So when you're feeling your guides and your angels, especially very intensely, breathe and relax and just allow yourself to be in that energy. And you'll know if you're aligning, and you can increase it. If you feel a vibration of love, focus on it and expand it and send that vibration back out to them. They'll send it back out to you. And then suddenly you get this dynamic going back and forth. And all of a sudden you're amplifying it even more. So allowing is really important. Allowing is very important, Louise. Hi, Janine. Hi, Laura. You're very welcome. Wonderful. We'll see you at the meditation tomorrow night as well. And thank you for that £2 donation, Kate. I really appreciate it. We all have a place. Who is my guide? Sophie. Master Jesus just stepped right in there and said, I'm with you. I am with you. I am with you. And the question was asked earlier, well, how can he be with you and be with me and be with so many people? Understanding that your awareness does not have to be localized to your body. And when you learn how to expand your awareness, you incorporate more time and space into your awareness. Therefore, you can be in multiple places in time simultaneously without diminishing or decreasing your awareness. So in other words, he can be with Metatron, Joan of Arc, Hermes Triskemiscus. Many of these beings can be in multiple places at multiple times because their awareness is highly expanded. Right now, you can be aware of your entire body. And yet your body's made up of all these individual aspects. And you can choose to be aware of your left index finger or your right big toe or your left earlobe. You can choose to be aware of those things individually, but you can also be aware of the whole thing as a whole. And when your awareness is expanded, you have the ability to move through any point in time and space and not be restricted. And we hope that makes sense to you. And thank you for asking that question. Wow. Joseph Campbell, in a sensing, called me Frosty Girl. What does that mean? Immediately, the words that came, I don't know if it came from him, but the words that immediately came were you like to really think intensely before you allow. That you are very cool before you're very cool analyzer. You analyze things before you allow it. And it was meant as a term of endearment, not a term of any derogatory energy. It was meant as a term of endearment. That type of discernment is appreciated and respected. Everyone needs to have that level of discernment. So do not take that as anything other than the compliment by which it was intended. It's important to have discernment. Very important. Terry, any messages for me at this time? Again, I think if you're... Hi, Love Doggies. Thank you for that $2 donation. I really appreciate it. What message do my spirit guides have for me? Drink more water and slow down. Slow down your pace. They're saying slow down your pace. Literally, like be very deliberate in your steps. Slow and deliberate in your steps, and drink more water too, which reminds me. Terry Fobbs, any messages for me at this time of my life experience? Terry, they're saying you've received 3 messages today already. They're saying you received 3 messages today already. Process those and digest those first. You've received many awarenesses today, but digest the 3 that stand out most for you. You will receive more. Again, learning to tap into them. Everybody can do this. Like everybody has the awareness and the senses that awareness has. Everybody has them. Everybody has clairvoyance. Everybody has clairaudience. Everybody has clairsentience. Everybody has claircognizance. Everybody has physical senses and everybody has non-physical senses. Most people have been so localized to the physical senses as being the way I perceive reality that very few people really understand these other senses because they're so attached to these 5 as being the only ones I see, smell, touch, taste, hear. The minute you start to learn to get your mind quiet. They always say this to me, quiet your mind down, then you can start to actually hear. Don't listen with your ears. Listen to what you hear inside. But everyone has non-physical senses that are corresponding to the physical senses. Sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. There are corresponding senses to your awareness that are non-physical that anybody can learn to develop. Anybody. You're welcome, Carolyn. You're so welcome. You're welcome, Louise. Patricia, William, remind everyone here to like this. Oh, yes, please. Thank you, Patricia. When you watch these videos, if you're on my channel, please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, share the videos. This is knowledge is not limited to me or any of us here. This knowledge is available for everyone. And those who don't have ears to hear and eyes to see can learn to have ears to hear and eyes to see. It's not local. So please like, subscribe, and share these events. You can also share the fact that there's an event tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Eastern time that's about creating a vibration of love in the human collective unconsciousness and the planet as a whole. Thank you for that reminder, Patricia. I really appreciate that. Yes, we all need to drink more water. Dehydration is a chronic condition on this planet perpetuated by caffeine, believe it or not. Caffeine perpetuates dehydration. You ever notice after you have a coffee, I got to go to the bathroom? Caffeine was not meant to be used the way humans have been conditioned to use it. That's why I don't use caffeine. It's not good for the body. It's a diuretic, an accelerant, and it will dehydrate you chronically over time. And then your body's drinking coffee to get the rush of the caffeine when it's losing energy because it's lacking water. It's lacking electrical conductivity. So it gets the chemistry from caffeine and gives the body the illusion that it's suddenly got its energy back. But then you have to drink the next cup of coffee and the next cup of coffee when water is really the energy source that you want to be giving your body, because water conducts electricity better than any other substance that you can consume in your body. I mean, you can do micro amounts of gold and silver and put them in the body too. Thank you. Wow. Oh, Drusilla, thank you for that $15 donation. I really appreciate that. Why does my left leg hurt again? They're saying there is an emotion that you have yet to heal that is in your early years between the ages of 7 and 14. Between the ages of 7 and 14, they're saying there was something that happened that was ongoing in those years, age 7 to 14, and the emotion is what you are becoming aware of in the leg. They're saying that you've been doing a lot of work to heal, and now you're being made aware of that which was hidden is now revealed. Do not attack or judge that condition in the body, but go back to the memory that is stored in that part of the body and correct that aspect of yourself from that point in time from now. It's interesting that you brought that up, because earlier on somebody asked a question about how can I do inner child work, and what they said is from now you recall what experiences you had as a child, and you go back from now to those moments. You're not actually going back, but you're literally expanding your awareness to that point of time and space, identifying that part of you that emotionally was hurt or upset or lacking love or angry or disappointed, and you give it love. You give that aspect of yourself at that time, from this time, your love. What that does is you alter that timeline that you're in now from now. And I know it sounds a little complex, but that's actually what happens. When you actually go back and extend yourself to your childhood, and you remember that child that you was so hurt and so sad, and you go back to that part and you say, hey, no matter what anybody has ever thought or felt or believed about you, I love you 100%. I'm going to give you that love right now. And you will feel, anybody who does this will feel a change in their energy here and now. Because whatever you do, however you affect the past timelines will always affect the present timelines. How you affect the present timelines generates a future timeline, but you only do it consciously from the present moment. So do that. Identify between 7 and 14 is what they said, Drusilla. So there was an underlying emotion that went through those years in your life, and I don't know what that emotion is, but you do. It's within the pain. The emotion is hidden under the symptom of the pain is the manifestation of the emotion that's hidden underneath the pain. Pain is just what your body's feeling, but the emotion is what's inside the pain. I'm trying to. Is there another way I can explain that to her? No, they're saying you know what he means. They're saying you know what is meant by that. Oh, you're welcome, Terry. Yeah, where are we time-wise? Wow, look at how fast this time goes. It just blows my mind what happens here. Okay, let's try and get to the rest of these questions here. Desiree, thank you for that $5 donation. I really appreciate it. This is my first live with you. Who are my guides and what messages do they have for me during this time? I can feel myself changing. So much love. Wow, Desiree, there are multiple guides that work with all of us. In your case, who are you? I get they're not from this physical realm. That they are from a realm that is, spatially, I'm saying it's above and beyond, which leads me to believe that it's not of this dimension, but they connect to you through that you are connected directly with them. That the love that you've been experiencing as an increase is because you are increasing your awareness of their existence. You are increasing your awareness of their existence, which is why I gotcha. They're saying this is why she's asking this question of us right now, because she's ready to connect to us. And how can she do that? She is doing that. Now, how is she doing that? By knowing she's expanding her love. She can feel us more intently within her if she's willing to rest in the feeling of love, not so much in her body, but in the vibration of that feeling, that sensation of love. We are but one of many that work with this one, but she is ready for us now. Others will follow. Others will follow. What is your? I was just about to ask them what their designation is. What are they? And they're saying that is not what is important. It will become apparent to her who we are from her experience, and that is what is most important here. Wow, thank you, Desiree, for that question. I really appreciate it. Would my husband appreciate? Oh, would my husband appreciate a reading from you? Well, I've been told if you go to my website, you can see some of the testimonials people have left who've had readings with me and my guides and angels and their guides and angels, because yours are with you. They're always with you. You're never, ever, ever, ever alone. Ever, ever. It's just that when we get caught up in a certain emotion, especially the negative emotion, when we're caught up in that, we close our perceptual awareness down to a localized point of time and space, and then we lose our awareness of what's around us. Right? That's what low vibrational emotions do. They collapse our awareness into a smaller point of time and space, whereas feelings of joy and love expand our awareness. So even if you're in a really negative state, if you take a moment to just breathe and expand your awareness, you can begin to re-access the awareness of your guides and angels that are around you. And those guides and angels can show up in physical form as well. They can show up as real people in physical time and space. I've had many of them in my life, and we all have. So they don't necessarily have to be non-physical beings. They can also be physical beings. And if you open up to a vibration of love, you'll actually feel their presence. So yeah, if your husband wants a reading with me, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can arrange a date and a time for a meeting with me there. Thank you for your question, Desiree. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Janine, for that consideration. Oh, you're welcome, Prem. You're welcome, Drusilla. You're welcome, Minaj. And again, we're at 11 o'clock. That the full hour has been reached. And I want to say again, I look forward to doing this. This is the first time I've done a global meditation like this tomorrow. The energy is extremely intense. I'm excited. And I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow live on my YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and share this. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Get this out for tomorrow night. And remember, there are other groups that are doing this too. There are other groups that are contributing this movement as well. So it's a global initiative. Remember, consciousness trumps matter. Consciousness trumps matter. And I'm going to wish you all a wonderful and a joyful day. And I will see you again tomorrow morning on Shortcuts for the Soul. And then we have the meditation tomorrow evening. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.